Hi, I'm James, and this is True Null, where I explore ideas without assumptions and see what really makes sense. Psychology, philosophy, technology, and everything in between. Let's get into it. Have you ever wondered if everyone on Earth is watching the same TikTok? It feels universal, right? Like we're all connected through these little looping videos of dances, jokes, and life hacks. But here's the twist. The TikTok that you and I know in America and Europe, and the version people use in China, called Douyin, are like cousins who grew up in completely different households, under completely different rules. On the surface, they look almost identical. The app design, the swiping, the way the feed pulls you in. It's familiar. But the deeper you look, the more you realise they're not just different platforms. They're almost different philosophies of what technology should do to society. Let's start with China. Douyin is heavily regulated, especially for kids. If you're under 14, the company automatically puts you into something they call teenage mode. That means a strict 40-minute limit per day and a lockout overnight. No sneaking in endless videos at 2 a.m. Instead, the app nudges kids toward science experiments, historical stories, cultural pride, and inspiring tales of entrepreneurs. It's not that Douyin is boring or dry, it still entertains, but the underlying goal is to feed young minds something seen as nutritious. Now contrast that with TikTok in the West. Open your app here and you're likely to see entertainment first. Viral dances, comedy sketches, lifestyle vlogs, maybe the occasional hot take about celebrity drama. It's designed for stickiness. The goal is to keep you swiping for as long as possible, and the kind of content that floats to the top is whatever keeps your eyes locked on the screen, whether that's laughter, shock, outrage, or just plain curiosity. That raises a big question. Why does TikTok feel so different from other social media apps? Think about Instagram or Facebook. They're built around your social circle. What you see depends on who you follow, who you're friends with, and the groups you've joined. TikTok flips that on its head. It doesn't need you to follow anyone. Instead, it studies your behavior. The half second you linger on a video, whether you replay, whether you swipe away, and it learns. This is what one analyst called passive personalization. The algorithm quietly takes notes on you and builds a feed that seems almost uncannily tailored to your taste. And here's where it gets interesting. This setup gives you less agency than you might believe. You're not curating your own feed in the same way you might on Twitter or Instagram. The system is curating it for you. And because it's so good at it, most of us just go along for the ride. The moment you open the app, you're already in its hands. So why does it work so well? Because it's irresistible. Each swipe is a tiny dopamine hit. You don't have to think about what to search for or who to follow. You just react. And the app rewards you instantly. The more you engage, the smarter it gets at keeping you engaged. It's like a mirror that shows you not just what you like, but what you can't look away from. And let's be honest, sometimes what we can't look away from isn't necessarily what's good for us. That's why critics have described Douyin as the spinach version and TikTok in the West as the candy version. In China, the kids get fed science experiments and skill-building content. In the West, kids, and adults too, get the quick sugar highs, memes, gossip, outrage, distractions. Both can be fun, but one is clearly designed with more long-term discipline in mind. Now, who's creating all this content? It's not just random people. TikTok has grown into an ecosystem of creators, from teenagers in their bedrooms to professional media companies. They benefit in different ways, through brand deals, sponsorships, TikTok's Creator Fund, affiliate links, and by funneling followers to platforms like YouTube or Instagram, where they can build longer-form, monetizable content. It's not just self-expression, it's a business model. And here's something you might not have thought about. TikTok doesn't really behave like a social network anymore. It's more like Netflix than Facebook. You don't scroll through posts from your friends. You watch whatever the algorithm programs for you. In that sense, it's less about networking and more about broadcast. But instead of one channel for everyone, each person gets their own unique channel, personalized to their interests. Now let me pause and ask you, do you find this breakdown helpful?
Do you enjoy learning how apps like TikTok shape the way we think and behave? If you do, take a second right now to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Is TikTok more like Netflix or more like Facebook? Your comments not only help me plan future videos, they help others join the conversation too. All right, let's keep going. In the West, one of the biggest criticisms of TikTok is how it impacts young people's attention spans, self-image, and mental health. Endless scrolling can lead to hours vanishing with no sense of time, leaving users overstimulated but not necessarily satisfied. Some researchers compare it to junk food, addictive, tasty, but not nourishing. In China, the app still has the potential for distraction, but those structural limits, daily caps, restricted hours, signal that the designers are actively thinking about long-term effects. Technology, politics, and social media collide here. In Washington, TikTok has been under fire for years. Lawmakers grill executives, question national security, and some have even called for outright bans. During one hearing, a lawmaker looked TikTok's CEO in the eye and said, "Your platform should be banned." Others warned the app could be a vector for foreign influence. The company pushes back. TikTok's CEO insists they will never share US user data with the Chinese government and points to their Project Texas plan, US data stored on US soil under US oversight. Whether you believe that or not, it shows how serious both political and cultural stakes are being debated. But zoom out. Beyond the political drama, what we're really talking about is two versions of an app shaping two different generations. Imagine a teenager in Beijing growing up on Douyin, 40 minutes a day, and a chunk of that time filled with science demos, cultural lessons, patriotic stories. Now imagine a teenager in LA, unlimited scrolling, fed by memes, influencers, drama, whatever the algorithm senses will keep them engaged. 10 years from now, those two groups may see the world differently, in what they care about, how they think, what they pursue. And that's the deeper point. This isn't just TikTok versus Douyin, it's a window into how design decisions, algorithmic choices, priorities, and constraints shape what we value, what we pay attention to, and how we live. So next time you open TikTok, ask yourself, what's this platform training me to pay attention to? Is it feeding me candy or spinach? Because while TikTok in the West is built to entertain, TikTok in China is built to instruct. And that difference might shape not just individuals, but entire societies for years to come.